Hey guys, welcome back. So this is going to be another video that I have no idea what to call. Basically, I want to talk about what really matters in life. So have you ever just kind of wondered, you feel like you're just doing the same old every day, and life is just kind of feeling blah. You don't feel like you're really doing too much. You might just be working in your career, or maybe you're staying at home with the kids and you're just like, is there more to this? This kind of goes along with the videos I made on, trying to live God's plan for your life. Because I do want you to know that if you're not doing anything really for Him in the world, your life really is going to feel kind of empty, because that's ultimately the end goal. I've talked to you about how, yes, it takes people working in every different kind of job to make the world work, but there still needs to be a way in your life that you are glorifying God through doing something, okay? So if you just feel like you've been kind of stuck like that, wondering, what am I really doing in life? It just feels empty and like you need to be doing more. That's what you're really probably going to be missing out on, is finding a way how you can directly live for God through whatever you're doing. Whether that be, your career is your career, and then you do something and when you're not working, hobby, volunteering somewhere, something to help people, getting more involved in your church. I mean, there's so many different ways, and that's where it comes down to discerning the voice of God. So check out those videos if you haven't. That's why it's so important, because you want to make sure that, God gives us all our spiritual gifts. You want to make sure that you are truly in an area where you're going to be able to best glorify Him. And that's also going to help fulfill you in your life, okay? Because I've been there where you get just kind of stuck and you're like, what is the point of all of this? There is a point. End goal, obviously, live our life the best we can, die, and get to heaven. But what really matters in life, this is the key. What really matters in life is what we did to serve God, okay? Because it's not a requirement that we do good works. It says that in the Bible. It's not a requirement that we do good works to get to heaven. We just have to accept Jesus Christ as our Savior. But here's the key. When you become a Christian, you do change. There should be a change there inside of you, okay? And that's what's going to cause you to do the good works. You're going to want that. You're going to desire that. Maybe you haven't really realized that yet, and that's what that empty feeling inside of you is because you're not fulfilling that part of you. Because when you become a Christian, you do have a desire in there to live for God, to do things that will glorify Him and, help bring other people to Christ. So all that really matters at the end of our life is how we did serve God, okay? So that is really important to realize in the day-to-day. You might be missing out on the moments that could make a huge impact in someone's life, or you might just be missing out on moments where you could plant a seed and they could, further grow in their relationship with Christ. So I want you guys to try to just be aware of that throughout the day as you're going on. What little things can you do to make a difference? One of the life group discussions, I remember someone talking about how they would compliment people, just random people they would pass if they thought they had a cute outfit or shoes or something. And I know that might sound kind of silly, but I've felt the same way, and I've done the same thing, not as often because of my social anxiety, but it really does make an impact. If you just compliment someone on something, it could completely turn their day around, actually. It could. It could make, it could bring them a little bit of joy in their day. So there's such little ways that, we could spread kindness and just make people feel good. What can you be doing throughout the day that would make people realize there's something different about you than other people who may not be Christians? We should be living our lives in a different kind of way, trying to spread as much joy as we can, putting God's love out there into the world so people can see the difference He has made in our life and why that is so special and life changing. So I really want you to think about those kinds of things because ultimately that is what matters. Okay? We should not just be living our life day to day, just kind of blah, because when you decide to start living like that, not only are you bringing joy into other people's lives, but you're going to experience joy because it actually makes you feel good to do something nice for someone else. Okay? So those are some of the little ways. There are a ton of ways that you could volunteer, either at church or different organizations, charities around your city. So many different ways you can make a difference. Sometimes that difference is also financially if you feel led to give to a specific charity. God can definitely lead things, lead your heart in a certain way towards a specific charity because we can't help every single one, right? So I feel like we each have that one thing that's might be really important to us, and that's where we're called to really help out. So that's something else to try to be aware of, talk to God with, ask Him, where do you really want me to best put my gifts? Those spiritual gifts that we've been given, how can you best use those? How can you best serve the people around you? And, I think a lot of times when we think about good works as a Christian, we're thinking of, well, we always need to be witnessing all the time. But there is something so important in the way that you act and treat others, and that's a testimony in and of itself, because that's going to show them there is something different about that person. Like, what are they doing right in life, and that can open the door to an amazing conversation. Okay, so that's what I was trying to get out with this video, is realizing what's really important in life, what's important in life, what really matters, and how we can start serving God on the day-to-day by doing little things like that, okay? Because how are you going to feel if you get to the end of your life and you still have that empty feeling? You're just like, life just kind of blew by, and you have this horrible realization that you didn't really do what God wanted you to do with your life. You never found that way to really serve Him throughout your life. I don't want to feel that way. I don't want to get to the end of the road and be like, I really let God down. Like, I don't want to feel that way, okay? You can certainly be a Christian, still get to heaven without doing those things, but it's not going to feel good, okay? And I don't want you to experience that, all right? So try to find your place. Have a conversation with God. We talked about, last week, having conversations with God and listening. So really try to sit in silence and listen to what He's trying to tell you, so He can help guide you in to what's a good place for you to be in, a good place for you to serve, that's usually going to be something that your heart is already set on. It shouldn't really surprise you, honestly, if God calls you to do something. I mean, sometimes there will be situations where you're just like, sorry, God, what? But I think that when it comes to certain ways we can serve, there is that desire in our heart already. And because we're meant to, we should enjoy what we're doing and serving those people. So I hope I got that out right. that's what I wanted you guys to try to think about and realize today, going forward in your week. Try to really key into those little moments where you could just make even the tiniest difference, but it could potentially end up being a huge difference in someone's life. Okay? I love you guys. I will see you in the next video. Bye.